Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today's case brings us to the Bronx, New York, in 1985. It begins during the summertime, with a mother and a daughter just sitting on their stoop. And then, within moments, the little girl is gone, never to be seen again. Her case didn't break headlines, and now, nearly 40 years later, questions still remain. This is the story of Equilla Lynn Hodrick. 6:30 p.m. According to reports, that's when the familiar jingle of the Mr. Softy ice cream truck rang through the street. Aquilla's eyes lit up because she wanted a sweet treat. There are conflicting reports about whether or not her mother actually gave her money that evening. Some say Torona told her no, while others believe she may have handed her some change to get some ice cream. But one thing is certain. Equilla took off running down Briggs Avenue, disappearing around the corner onto 194th Street. Torona caught one last glimpse of her daughter before she vanished from sight. "That was the last time I saw my baby," she would later say. At first, Torona wasn't that worried. Equilla had only gone down the block, and she believed that she would be back soon. A family member, a niece, would later say she saw Equilla at a game room just down the street, playing video games. That should have been reassuring. But as the evening stretched on, and the sun dipped below the skyline, a mother's instinct set in, and something didn't seem right. By nightfall, fear had taken hold. Torona called the police, and just like that, a missing child case began. The first detective on the scene was a seasoned officer, Detective Frankie McDonald. He had seen a lot of cases in his 18 years on the force, but this one, he says, stuck with him. It was a heart-wrenching case, he later recalled. The mother was a genuine victim, and this was a legitimate missing child. Many times, these cases involve a family member. Not this one. Equilla had simply disappeared. The police wasted no time canvassing the neighborhood. Bloodhounds were brought in, their nose pressed to the pavement, picking up the child's scent. The trail led down to Webster Avenue, near the Metro North train line, and then nothing. The scent had vanished. Investigators turned their attention to the train tracks. The area near Metro North was known to be a haven for homeless individuals, tucked into makeshift enclaves along the railway. If Equilla had been taken there, time was critical. But that's when the search hit an infuriating roadblock. Detective McDonald needed Metro North to stop the trains, to halt service, even briefly, so officers could conduct a proper search of the tracks. But bureaucracy stood in the way. The railroad company resisted. They argued that stopping the trains would inconvenience commuters. McDonald was livid. He told them how the neighborhood might not like the fact that train schedules were considered more important than a little local girl's life. In the end, Metro North refused to fully halt service. The best they offered? Slowing the trains down. Equilla was missing, and this was all they were willing to do. Hours later, Detective McDonald returned to the 52nd Precinct, and that's when the media showed up. But not to report on Equilla's disappearance. Not to raise awareness, and not to help a desperate mother find her little girl. No. The press was there because the trains had been slowed down. A reporter from Channel 2 shoved a microphone into McDonald's face, demanding to know who had made the decision to delay the trains. The story of Equilla Hodrick's disappearance wasn't newsworthy, but the temporary inconvenience to train passengers was. Nearly 4 decades have passed now. Equilla's case was classified as a non-family abduction. In 2001, her mother got a call from police. The NYPD's cold case unit had revisited the investigation, but no new leads have surfaced. At the time of her disappearance, Equilla was just over 4 feet 11 inches tall, weighing 80 pounds. She had brown hair, hazel eyes, a scar near her right eye and cheek, and some discoloration on her back. Equilla was last seen wearing a white tank top, blue cutoff jeans, light blue sneakers, and glasses. Age progression images have been released over the years showing what Equilla might look like today. No longer a child, Equilla would be 48 years old today. Her mother moved away from the Bronx years ago to another part of New York because the pain was just too unbearable. But she stayed reachable in phone books, using the same phone number that Equilla knew by heart as a little girl, holding on to hope that someday she would hear from her daughter again. My thoughts and prayers are with Equilla's family and friends, especially her mother, who has been without her daughter for so many decades. Anyone with information about Equilla's case should contact the New York Police Department or their local authorities. Their contact information, along with the agency case number, can be found in the description box below. As we wrap up this episode, don't forget to hit the follow button to stay updated on this case and others like it. Be sure to subscribe to Hunting for Answers on YouTube and stay connected with us on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.